for the other girls, but I can speak for me and tell you I'm not in any sort of credit card debt. Hi babes, and welcome back to my channel. So for those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Imana, and today, oh girl, we are having kind of like a girls chit chat. I'm gonna be talking about Instagram versus reality, some hot topics that I've personally been seeing on my TikTok timeline. So honey, grab yourself a drink because I have one. The drink that I am having tonight is a caramel apple martini. Yes, I know I have it in the wrong glass. For whatever reason, I cannot find the cute glasses at the dollar store like I used to, so I'm using what I have. But for my drink, it's literally just cinnamon around the top. And then the actual drink ingredient is apple cider and Smirnoff Kissed Caramel, I believe. So that is the drink that I have. So cheers to a good night. Now, honey, let's just go ahead, hop right into the video. As far as my subby shout outs, I just want to say shout out to the babes that are still watching my videos, that are still talking to me in my DMs, that are still just like being consistent with me, even if I'm not as consistent with you guys here on YouTube. We're gonna talk about it, but if you hit me up on Instagram, I'm always replying on Instagram. So let's just go ahead and talk about it. If you haven't already, then definitely go ahead and hit the subscribe. If you are anyone who's like me, typically it takes about 2 or 3 videos to go ahead and subscribe to someone's channel. So I'll have video here for you, and right here for you. And after you watch 1 or all 3 of those videos, or even after this video, hopefully you'll go ahead and subscribe and join the family. Now, I don't really do a whole lot of these talks, but if you guys like it, then I guess I'll share my opinion a little bit more. But today I really, like I said, I just wanted to kind of sit down, have a girls' night in, and just kind of chit chat. So some of the topics that I have been seeing on my TikTok have been around, you know, the soft life, the it's me season, the I'm just doing stuff for myself, by myself, and then a lot of talks on how do the Instagram girlies like afford the lifestyles that they have, and then also just like the people who are just quitting their jobs, or so it seems like they're just kind of quitting their jobs and just leaving. The first thing that I want to go ahead and let y'all know is social media is fake. Believe what you want to believe and trust who it is that you want to trust. Because I have been seeing a ton of videos on my TikTok and I'm just like, there's just no way. There is no way. And then I've also been seeing people who don't necessarily have a platform get on TikTok and then they'll just kind of vent about the social media influencers or the it girlies or whomever who has like huge followings on social media, and they'll just be like, well, they're not telling you this, they're not telling you that, they're not relatable anymore, and this, that, and the third. And then I myself have really just kind of had to like step back from social media, because I really needed to kind of find like who I was at the age that I'm at without being on a social media platform. And when I say that, I really kind of say that like very loosely, because yes, I'm still very active on Instagram, but I'm not posting every single little piece of my life on Instagram. And so the first question that I had to ask myself is, what can I do for myself that doesn't involve anyone else, that doesn't involve analytics or algorithms or numbers or likes or comments or shares or just anything that, you know, can kind of damage your mental health or make you feel like you're not adding as much value to the world because you don't have enough likes or shares or views on a video. And so I have really just taken some time out and I've been reading. I had a book goal of 50, to read 50 books this year. And once I think about it, like I don't do a ton of audiobooks. I've maybe listened to part of a book on audio maybe once or twice. So a lot of the books that I am reading, I'm like physically reading by myself. And so to be able to do that, like you really do have to kind of cut off social media. You do have to cut off going out. You have to cut off like just chilling with friends or being on the phone all day to actually get through the book. And so I have learned that I can be a fast reader. I have learned that I genuinely enjoy that. I enjoy just curling up on the weekends in my little house coat or in a blanket, playing jazz music, having some tea or a glass of wine, and just reading my book. And I feel like I have seen so many videos on Instagram and TikTok of girls talking about the soft life, the soft me. And, you know, it's like really aesthetically pleasing, like videos of them, like, you know, doing self-care and taking a bubble bath and all this other stuff. And I've also learned that when you are filming literally every part of your life, sometimes even the self-care videos, those aren't even really self-care. There's so much that goes into that. There's so much that goes into behind that. So it's like, yes, like self-care is definitely important, but you really don't get to experience self-care unless you're not filming it. And I've also learned that there's so many moments in life that, you know, sometimes I don't really capture, but I capture it in here, but I don't capture it on camera, or I don't capture it to where I share it to the world. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So I think that when people talk about the soft life and they talk about like the it girl life and all that other stuff, you really have to define that to what that means to you. And what that means to me is just reading. I think that like when I read a book, I can just get lost in it. I think that, you know, I'm not competing with anybody to win anything. I'm not reading it faster than anybody to make a point or to accomplish anything. I'm literally just reading for me. And I found that I'm at so much peace when I'm just reading. And I think that like you have to think about, what does that soft life look for you? Is that making candles? Is that, you know, being a planner? And by a planner, I mean like, do you like stickers? Do you like digital planners? I really think that in the time that we're living in, you really have to figure out like, what can you do for you that doesn't require you to feel like you're competing with other people in the world or other people on social media or even other people within your friend group. It's okay to have some things just be between you yourself and, you know, God, or you yourself and just you yourself. So it's like, I think that while there are definitely a ton of influencers out here that are talking about the soft life, and that means going to yoga or Pilates or, you know, getting micro extensions or whatever the case may be, if that's truly not you, that's okay that that's not your version of soft life. And sometimes getting off social media is how you figure out what the soft life means for you. If you really don't like yoga or you really don't like working out, there's nothing wrong with that. Just figure out what it is that you like to do. And so that's something that like I've been on a journey with myself, is just figuring out what are some things that I can do for myself, by myself, that truly brings me peace. And like I said, for me, that's reading a book. And so then the next thing that I kind of wanted to talk about was, I'm seeing a lot of, like I said earlier, people who aren't necessarily influencers, but they're talking about like, how are the girlies affording all this stuff? How are they affording these, you know, high-rise apartments and just all this extra stuff? And the one that I saw particular today on TikTok was a girl. She was like, you know, I have my car payment, I have car insurance, but I also want to get my hair done, I want to get my lashes done, I want to get my nails done. She's like, how are you doing it? So, you know, I peeped through the comments, and then some people are like, credit card debt, like the girls are going in credit card debt and all this other stuff. So honey, I can't speak for the other girls, but I can speak for me and tell you I'm not in any sort of credit card debt. And I think that when you are looking at people's lifestyles and you are trying to figure out how they are paying for it or where that money is coming from, quite honestly, it's really none of your business. I think that the question that you should be asking is more so like, you know, what are the steps that you're taking? Like, and if people don't want to share that, they don't want to share that, but I'm going to share it with you if you care. I think that when it comes to affording a lifestyle, and I'm leaving luxury items, materialistic items out of it. I'm thinking when it comes to your car payment, when it comes to car insurance, when it comes to self-maintenance, here is what I do, because I am on my own car insurance plan. I pay my car insurance every 6 months. Car insurance is anywhere between $550 and maybe $600, somewhere around there. I know when my car insurance is due. It's due every 6 months. I know that for me, I can take that out of one check, or I can take that and split it amongst 3 different checks. So, you know, like over the course of 3 months, I'm going to take 200 out here, 200 out there, and whatever there else out in the next month, and I'm going to pay my car insurance on time in full. I think that when it comes to a car payment, I know when my car payment is due. I know that it's due once every single month. So depending on how often you get paid, you just split that up and say, okay, for example, if you get paid every other week or every 2 weeks, your car payment, I'm just gonna say, is $400. That means that you need to take $200 out of one check, you need to take $200 out of the next check, and then your car payment is done. I think when it comes to self-maintenance, you need to figure out, one, do you want to pay somebody else to do it? Or two, is it something that you can get used to doing or you want to learn how to do yourself? If it's something that you're gonna pay somebody else to do, we all know that getting your hair done, your lashes done, your nails done, all that can be quite expensive, honey. That is a bill in itself. So I would say that is something that you have to take out of each check, and you're planning and you're budgeting maybe a month before it actually happens. So if you're sitting down, let's say you move to a new city or you move to a new state, and you're kind of price shopping around, and you know that to have that self-maintenance done, let's just say in total, it's $600. What I want you to do, or what you can do, is say, okay, so I know that to get my hair done every single month, to get my nails done every single month, to get my lashes done every single month, in total, it's going to cost me $600. Take 2 or 3 months, don't get your lashes done, don't get your nails done, don't get any of that done. Maybe learn how to do it on your own, but take 2 or 3 months and actually save up for how much you're going to be spending as you're going forward to get that maintenance done. So don't feel like you have to get it done right then and there. And I know that for some people it is self-care. I know that for some people, if you don't have your nails done, you don't have your hair done, your lashes done, you don't really feel like yourself. But baby, you're not gonna feel any more like yourself if you're in credit card debt because you're going out and trying to be one of the it girlies and live a lifestyle that you really can't afford. So one thing that I am definitely a pro of is saving up before the bills actually hit. So if you're staying at home or you're splitting rent with somebody, take that time and start thinking of the things that you're gonna have to pay for when you're out on your own, and start saving for it now while you have kind of like a little bit of help, to where you're not paying the bills all by yourself all the time. That is literally the key to not be in credit card debt. You don't have to go out here and, like I said, do a whole bunch of things that everybody else is doing because that's what they're classifying as the soft girl life, the it girl life, or you're trying to be one of the luxury girlies out here. If you really don't have the money to do it, figure out what you can do within your budget and within means and be able to maintain that. I know, like for me personally, I don't really find getting my nails done as a luxury. I don't like sitting there that long. It's not pleasurable to me, but I do love doing my press-on nails. Impress Nails, you can literally go on there. They have a bunch of different, I would say colors, not really so much designs, but I'm a solids, nudes, white, black, pink nails type of girl, and I just stock up. I buy nails maybe every 3 months and they last me about 3 months. Once I'm running out, I stock up again. I would say that I spend anywhere between $40 and $60 on 10 to 12 packs of nails. That's gonna last me a long time. So that's less than what some people go out and pay to get their nails done for one time. You know, so you just have to figure out what you want to spend on that. I think, like for me, as far as my hair, I am in the process of learning how to kind of like braid my hair. It's not perfect, but it is presentable enough for me to be able to go out and feel confident in myself. But it's a learning process because personally, I don't want to pay somebody in Atlanta $250 to $300 every 2 weeks to braid my hair. That is literally a bill. I'm not paying that, and I'm okay with that. So I'm okay to learn how to do my hair. And then I also think, you know, like with facials and stuff like that, I had a bad experience with facials, so that's not really something that's in my budget. And then I think when it comes to like memberships and things like that, don't overdo it. Get something that you really want to perfect or something that you really want to do, and then just add that in your budget. But you do not have to go broke trying to look like one of the luxury rich girlies if all of what they do is not really in your budget. And that's okay. Like, it's okay. And then the last thing that I kind of wanted to talk about, because I had been seeing this a ton on TikTok as well, is there's a lot of people that's just saying, you know, like, I quit my job, like I'm doing social media full time. good for them. And, you know, like I even have some friends, you know, they're like, oh my God, like, why don't you just do social media full time? Absolutely not, babes. I like my 9 to 5, and I like getting a consistent check, you know, 2, sometimes maybe 3 times a month. I enjoy that stability. I have learned that with social media, there's not always stability when you're really just starting out and when you're really just starting to get paid. So one of the videos that I saw on TikTok today was there was this guy, and I didn't see the video that he posted in which he was responding to it, but I'm assuming it was a post where he was like, you know, I left my job, I quit my job. So in the video that I saw, he was like, I saw all your comments. Yes, I left my job. He was like, but what I didn't put in that previous video was that I have a savings account and that I am allowing myself a certain period of time to just think, to just breathe, to just figure out what it is that I want to do with my life. I think that those are the conversations that we don't really have enough of on social media. So when people say that they quit their job, some people will tell you they don't have a savings account. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not true. Maybe they're just trying to be a little bit more relatable, which is why I say don't believe every single little thing that you see on TikTok or in a 30-second clip of somebody sharing a snippet of their life or a snippet of the situation that they're in. I think that if you are the type of person that maybe you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed with your job, maybe you're not as happy as you thought you were, maybe you've seen one too many videos of somebody saying that they just quit their job and you put in your 2 weeks notice and you quit too. Maybe you jump on the bandwagon to that. Some things that I really want you to keep in mind is, one, try to have a savings account that you can literally live off of for the next 3 to 6 months if you feel like you really need a mental break from work and the world that much. And then 2, also give yourself a deadline and don't leave your company on bad terms. You know, leave your company on good terms to where they say, if you have a good boss and your boss is like, hey, like if whatever you're doing doesn't work out, you can always come back. But don't leave your job on bad terms because of what you're seeing on social media. You don't know if that person has a roommate, has family that is funding their lifestyle, if they have a savings account, or for how long they're going to be able to afford not working. And so I just think that like with social media, it's like, you don't really, like I said, you don't really hear what people's game plans are. And sometimes I personally feel that when I watch some of these videos, people just say stuff to sound a little bit more relatable because they're in an emotional state of mind, especially on TikTok. I think that, you know, some people, I will watch TikToks and it'll say, well, I couldn't find anybody else to talk to, so I'm just going to talk to TikTok. Baby, what you need is therapy. Like, you know, not every single little thing needs to be shared on social media. No matter how relatable you think it is to somebody else, there's nothing wrong with keeping certain struggles private. And the reason why I say that is because when you share so much of your life on TikTok or so much of your life on social media, you're getting a ton of unsolicited opinions about what it is that you should do. And so now you're even more confused than you were than when you probably uploaded the video. And so I think as a viewer, for me, I have trained my mind to be like, you know, if I hear keywords in a video that I know is either going to trigger me, or I know I'm just really not trying to have too much of that on my algorithm, I just keep it pushing and I just keep scrolling. So I think that, like, I say all that to say, if you're going to leave your job with a plan and leave your job on good terms. Do not leave your job and try to be funny about it and make a TikTok because you want to try to go viral or try to be more relatable when that's not really your situation. And so really, like, I titled this video Instagram versus reality because, like I said, there's a ton of stuff that may look good on Instagram. It may sound good on TikTok. It may sound super duper relatable. But just remember that when you're watching these videos, you're only seeing a snippet of somebody's life, of somebody's crisis, of somebody's venting or whatever the case may be. That's not like the full story of it. And I think that with the platform that I have, you know, I do try to be relatable. I try to give advice. I try to be kind of like that sound friend that's in the back of your ear to say, like, does that really make sense? Or like, let's think through this just a little bit more. I think that when I was growing up, you know, watching social media and stuff, people were a little bit more genuine. I think that now people do more things for clicks and views. So that was just kind of like my rant on the different topics that I've been seeing on TikTok. And then, you know, just kind of like coming back and wanting to have like a chill conversation with you guys. Because like I said, I've missed it. Definitely comment in the comment section down below if these are types of videos that you like, if you want some more girl talks and things like that. I definitely enjoyed it, but I hope that you all are having a great morning, great night, great afternoon, midday, or wherever you are, whatever time you're watching this video. Definitely comment down below. I definitely want to chat it up with you guys. Be respectful in the comments, and I will see you babes in the next one. Bye.